Hey, good morning, everybody. We have a mostly lower trade in the grain markets here early on Friday. It is 6:07 a.m. Central Time as I speak here. December corn futures down 6.5 at 517 1/4. November soybeans are down 3 3/4 at 1315 3/4. September Chicago wheat down 1.5 at 616 1/2. We have September Kansas City wheat up 2 cents at 590. September spring wheat up 3 3/4 at 808 3/4. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Really appreciate it. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. Like these videos if you want to see this stuff continue. We need to get these videos spread out to more people and continue to build this thing. So I really appreciate that. We have some rain on the radar over Iowa this morning, and when that's the case in mid to the early part of July, corn market's probably going to be lower. That's textbook weather market type stuff here. You've got a follow-up system sitting over part of central Nebraska, I guess, or east central Nebraska. The overnight rain totals, I saw some decent stuff for parts of northwest Iowa, but this is a system that's still in progress, so I'm not going to really talk too much about the rain totals. We'll know a little bit more about that maybe tomorrow. Forecasts continue to call for additional rain for the central and eastern parts of the Corn Belt. So it's the same story here. Your central and eastern parts of the Corn Belt remain wet, and then you go into the plains and the far western Corn Belt, and it's much drier by comparison. North Dakota largely dry for the next 7 days. South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma maybe do a little bit better, but still dry out there. Your 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day maps bring back above normal temperatures into the Corn Belt, so that's something to be aware of, but still a lot of rainfall expected here. Ethanol production improved last week. This was tied for the second best week of ethanol production in what I would call the post-COVID era. We were up about a percentage point on the week at 1.067 million barrels per day, up 2% versus the same week in 2019. So we're back to normal in regard to ethanol production, guys, which is a good thing. The ethanol grind has seen a big improvement as of late. We've seen 8 consecutive weeks above 1 million barrels per day, which is very good. Gasoline consumption, according to the EIA report yesterday, was the best on record for any week, up 9.5% on the week and up 3% versus the same week in 2019. And I talk about 2019, of course, because it was our last pre-COVID year to compare things to. CONAB, which is basically Brazil's USDA, was out with its report yesterday. They lowered their corn production estimate as expected. 93.4 million metric tons is the new number. That's still way above a lot of the private estimates out there. A lot of the private groups are in that 85 to 90 million metric ton range. So that number may need to come down further, or maybe the private groups are wrong. We'll see which way that goes. CONAB did reduce its corn export projection down to 29.5 million from 33 previously. So a lot of people anticipating that some of that business will eventually make its way to the U.S. CONAB raised its soybean production estimate slightly, 135.9, but USDA is at 137. So we'll see if CONAB eventually makes its way up there. We've got a USDA report on Monday. This is your monthly crop production and WASDE report. Traders are expecting on average that the government will post downward revisions to the corn and soybean yield estimates, although they haven't done that in July in a long time. So they may change it, they may not. Do they have enough information to change it based on the crop ratings? I'm not quite sure. I know that their methodology has changed slightly. We will have a USDA export sales report out this morning at 7:30 a.m. Central Time. Old crop corn sales should be maybe negative to the tune of 100 up to 350 positive. New crop corn sales 200 to 450 expected. Old crop soybean sales negative to 275. New crop sales 200 to 500 expected. Wheat sales should be 200 to 450 expected. Cattle market had kind of a nasty day yesterday. Cash cattle's been about the same. 120 caught the majority in the south in the cash market, 126 in the north. The box beef market was off $2 to $3 yesterday, so kind of an ugly deal there. In the outside markets here this morning, stock market attempting a rebound. The S&P's up 16 points ahead of the cash open. The Dow Jones up 200. We've got the gold and silver up just a little bit. US dollars down a little bit. Crude oil is up 89 cents at 73.83 in the August WTI. We've got the bonds down. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back in the office Monday. We'll talk to you then.